Hi, we are back with what we promised you, live demo of how effective prompts work in AI. So Christine, take it away and show us the magic.
Cool. So today we're going to do a live demo. I am using ChatGPT for our demo. So I am going to share my screen with you guys so you can see here. So let's say that we talked about specificity and how it's important to have very specific prompts when using ChatGPT. One of the examples of a vague prompt would be help improve my client's life. So I might write something like, I am a personal coach and I want to help improve my client's life. So ChatGPT goes in and it thinks to itself, okay, I'm trying to help somebody who is a personal coach and they need to help their client's life. So you see a very generic type of thing popping up here. It talks about goal setting, making sure that it's giving your clients specific and achievable goals and how to review and adjust those goals. You'll notice it's talking about building healthy habits, time management, mindset, and motivation. Now, we
Yeah.
spoke a bit about this the last time, Danielle. This is a good starting point, right? But it's not very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah. It seems more like a course in how to coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's giving some examples of things that, help improve people's life. You'll see physical health, mental health, social and relationship skills, financial well-being. It's really super broad, covering the gamut of what potentially, you would cover in a coaching session.
Okay. Let's see something more specific.
Okay,
How do
so
we make
I'm going to stop this here, or ChatGPT will go on forever. Um,
it?
but we also talked about maybe a more specific prompt around this. So develop a step-by-step action plan to help the client transition from a full-time job to a freelance career within 6 months, ensuring financial stability and personal growth. So here we talked about how what we're looking for is a step-by-step action plan. For somebody who is moving from what was once in a full-time job to a freelance job, and talking about what's most important to them, financial stability and personal growth. So I personally like to still give ChatGPT a little more context. So I am a personal coach. One of my clients is struggling, who's in a career transition. Okay, let's see what it says. So, transitioning from a full-time job to a freelance career is a significant change, and it requires careful planning and preparation. Here's a step-by-step action plan tailored to your client to make this transition within 6 months, focusing on ensuring financial stability and fostering personal growth. So here you'll see that it now knows that you are working within the confinement of months. And because you've given it that specificity, it'll start to break down the steps by month.
Oh, wow. So really goals for each month and actually action steps for each month. Skill enhancement. Identify any gaps in skills and plan for short courses or training if necessary. Consider online platforms like Coursera, Udemy. Oh, it makes even suggestions of resources.
Yeah, and so the way I like to look at this is, as a coach, this is a great first step. Now, I might not agree with everything that is saying
Yeah.
here, but it is breaking it down into how long is it going to take for my clients to really assess what are they good at? What are their interests? What is the market need from them, right? What are the skills and what does the market actually need? How much time do they have financially to make it? And then what are the goals they want to achieve? So this is really nice because it's like This could be your first week, your second week, your third week. And what a wonderful way to help you and your client organize their ideas. Then they go into, okay, we've identified the skills that you might be lacking. What are you going to do towards that? And it's a really nice, tangible way of thinking about attacking this problem. And this could be shortened. It could be, you could make it longer. You could change it to be, you know, in your style, but at least it's a really nice outline for people.
Yeah, gives you great ideas. Yeah.
Talks about continuous evaluation, monthly check-ins, and any adjustments that you really need. So this is like a really good example of how specificity can advance and enhance the quality that you're getting out of ChatGPT. Do you want to see another one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
So I think another really interesting one to look at is tone and style. We talked about tone and style quite a bit when we were talking about content creation. So I want to show everybody what that really looks like. So tone and style, right? We talked about a vague prompt being send a follow-up message after the session. So I am a personal coach. I've just finished my coaching session. Please help create a follow-up email. Doesn't really talk about what you talked about in the session. Doesn't really say, you know, what you really want to happen afterwards, what should be in it. So, you know, comes up with the subject, reflecting on our session and next steps. Starts, you know, because I've told it it's a coach, it's obviously going to have a more empathetic or sympathetic tone, right? I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to take a moment to express my appreciation. Very, very generic. Here's some key takeaways I had from the session. Here's some action items. And as your coach, here's some resources that you might find valuable. So let's make sure. And then of course, it has the follow-up, which is great too. Let's aim to check in when we're going to do next. Thanks again for your time and your trust. Honestly, pretty vague prompt and pretty good outcome. But let's see
with another.
So this time I'm going to copy paste in because I made this one prior to the session. It says, I am a personal coach. I just finished a session with my clients. Send a warm, encouraging follow-up message after the session, appreciating the client's openness during the session and gently reminding them of the next steps in their personal development plan.
All right, let's see the magic.
It's giving it a think. So certainly here is a warm and encouraging follow-up that you can send to your clients. So great progress today. Your journey continues. What a very different tone than the standard. This is the warm, this is the encouraging. It's using words like commend you because it's reacting to the fact that we said encouraging. Your openness, your willingness to explore new perspectives are the very foundations of a transformative growth. I find sometimes the responses to be a little verbose, but you can then, you know, go back and amend that, you know, in your personal tone. You'll notice that the actual layout is not very different, right? It's very much, here's the action items that are coming out of that, but it didn't before. It talked about key takeaways and other things that we didn't ask for because we didn't give it enough specificity. Now we've been very specific and here it is reflecting, here's the action items, here's the things we discussed. And then it talks about small and significant strides towards your larger aspirations. Keep the momentum going. And remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. So just with like small tweaks to the tone of what we asked it to do, you have a completely different style and response.
Indeed. I mean, the difference is huge.
Yeah.
The other one was much more generic. This one is much warmer.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, I'll build upon this one because I think this is a good example to show people how to use ChatGPT over and over again. So let's say that I really like this note above, but like I mentioned before, I find it to be a bit too verbose for me. So I'll tell it, I like the above message.
You're very polite with your ChatGPT.
It's a bit too verbose for me. Can you tighten up the language? Make it less than 5, let's say, through 250 words.
Oh, wow. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Here's a more concise version. Just a quick note to say well done on today's session. Your honesty and effort are shaping your path to success. Your progress is impressive and speaks to your commitment of personal growth. Here's the next steps. These are manageable. You have questions, let me know. Here's your journey ahead. So same idea, less verbose, more to the point, shorter.
I love this version more.
Yeah. And it really depends on what your client wants, right? I think that that's a really important thing to think about is what is your client looking for? Are they looking, and what is your tone? What is your style? And you can apply this to any content that you're making online, anything you want to put on Instagram. So these are just some simple examples.
So thank you so much. This was so illustrative of how we can tighten up the language, and the messaging is tightened up as well.
And
Thank you.
I'd love to know from anyone else who's watching, right? I think we both like to know what else would people like to see, if they'd like to spend time with us, thinking about how else they could use ChatGPT. The way to get in touch with us is below in the link.
Yes. Thank you.